We are going to be defining point cuts using custom annotations. So previously we have worked with point cuts, mapping them with before annotations. However, there's no clear pattern to how this works. In some methods, it's just easier to tag these methods in an application with something so that they match a specific point cut. This is where custom annotation comes in. So in previous videos, in the playlist below the like button, we've dealt with all different kinds of annotations, like our points and all this stuff, having to do with our specific AOL, which is our application oriented programming, so AOP, not AOL, application based oriented programming. But now we're going to define our own custom annotations. So we want to create an interface. We're going to go to projects, and inside of our point cuts, we're going to make a new class for Eclipse, and then we're going to make it an interface. Once we do this, we can go into it. It's going to be called detailpublisher.java, and this is all we need to do. We just need to have an @ in front of it. Super simple. This is how we mark it as an interface. So this is its annotation definition. Inside of our item.java, we need to associate this with print item details and display in our item list. So we have this @detailPublisher right here, and then in our item list we have a @detailPublisher. Remember, this is just this interface right here. We are prefixing this before this right here. Now, we are not going to control ordering like we have not done previously. It's just something we don't want to do with aspect-oriented programming. We could, but we want to remove as little, as much input that we have from the code as possible. It wants to be on our own. Now, we need to define a point cut of it. So let's go to our aspect-config.java class. We can see that I cleared it from the last time that we made our point cut. It's super simple now. This point cut that we have looks for any method in our application that has the custom annotation attached to it, and then it associates it with a single point cut. So if we look at this, we have our @point cut, super standard. We have this method right here. This logo is going to run before this method. We have this marked as an @annotation beforehand, and then we just have the path to it. So let's go into our main. Inside of our main, we have not changed anything. We're still going to be running the same code as we had last time. Nothing's going to happen with these. We are going to have these print, a display, and then we have this print, and then a set right here. So we are going to deal with this. If we were to run it, we're going to get the following. So let's look at how this kind of changes or impacts our code. We have our method item list.printNums, and it has been called. So there are 2 items total. So what is this for? It's for this print number of items right here. Now it's because this has no aspects, no point cuts or anything, no befores associated with it. So that's just going to print like that. And then we have this display. Well, the display does have something though, right? If we go into our item list and we type in, if we do control find and we do number of items, we can see that we have no aspect on top of this. But for the other one, it's our display. If we type in display, we can see that we have our @detailPublisher on it. So that means that our logo is going to be called beforehand because that's the before part. And then we are going to have displaying the items one at a time. That's going to be down here where we have our .print item details. In our .print item details, remember it's an item, we have this as a detailed publisher. So our logo is going to print beforehand. So it prints there, and it's going to do the same thing for the other one as well. And then we just have our setter. There's nothing special about our setter, just like our print number of items. And that's how we'd work with an interface, making it a custom annotation. Pretty cool, pretty simple, and we can always expand on this, but that's going to be it for this section. Next in the playlist link below the like button, we're going to look at Spring, exploring advices in aspect-oriented programming.